Okay, now let's get started on our layout. So in the previous video I explained some of the ways I use my Cameo. So I've cut out some of the shapes I created earlier on, and I've added some as well. So here is the word amazing. Okay, this is the one. So I decided to leave it in two pieces. This was my little little tag, little label with the word family. So I'll probably just be using the label, so I'm going to, the letters are still a little bit stuck to the cardstock, but that isn't a problem. They flip out easily. So if you've just bought a Cameo, you do have to play around a little bit with the settings of the knife, okay, as well as the depth, okay, because sometimes the preset settings you can pick from don't always work, okay, because sometimes their cardstock is a bit heavier or a bit lighter than the cardstock you're using. Okay. I also cut out, so I'm going to keep these little. These are the letters from the word family. I'm going to keep them for later on. I could use them on another layout. Okay, so here's my little tag. Okay, still a little bit sticky. So I cut out little stars, probably a lot more than I'll be using. We'll see. Okay. Now, the nice thing, what I like doing is I like cutting out a lot of little shapes in white. Okay, and you can always mist them if you want to change the color, but white is always a good base. Okay, so here are my little stars. There's still some more attached to the paper. Okay, so there we go. Bundle them up. Okay, I'll be using this little tag, this little badge from Sasha Farina. I've got some old sheets that I've torn out of an old book which wasn't very interesting. Okay, so this you could just throw it away. I won't be able to use the, I could just add a little bit of tape here to tape it together. Okay, and you could use this to mist. If you're using it, you would have to cover the top and the bottom part, or the parts where there are cutouts. Okay, the same thing with the stars. You can use them, you can trace over them, you can mist over them, you can dab them with some paint. I like hoarding. So I'm not much of a hoarder, but I do hoard my paper, so I'm going to keep that. I might use that later on, or maybe for my art journal as well. So this is a little American Crafts mini album. And instead of putting photos into it, I've got here all leftovers from my cutouts. So I'm going to see here, there's a little tag here I might use. So I'm going to just pop that out. Okay, some triangles. Now, the colors may not fit, but I could always use them on a mixed media project, or here we've got little hearts and chevron shapes. More little hearts. I think I'll just leave those. I might just put in a few. If you have a look at my pages, I love using butterflies, I love using hearts, and even though I have got boys, I don't mind putting them on my layouts. So those are in pattern. Oh, sorry. Just hit the leg of the tripod. Another one. Come on. There we go. Okay. So that was for the die cut. So I've got everything ready there. So the papers I will be using are the My Mind's Eye. Come on. It's the Nostalgia. Okay. So this is a really great line. You've got lovely pinks and yellows and blue aquas. This is a really gorgeous line. So that's the die cut sheet, and I have opted to go for the less pink side. So we've got here this blue polka dots, this lovely grey stripe. The grey stripe will be my base, so no white cardstock or craft. This is some darker grey. Okay. So on the other side you've got this lovely chevron in pink. And just to stay with a little bit more blue, I've got some, this one, okay, this is a pretty one, more pink on the other side, and this other grey one, okay, with the yellow on the other side. I might add a little splash of the pink, and that's why I took out some of these are some older buttons from October afternoon, but they go really, if you can see the blue matches really well as the pink. So I might add some of these buttons. I've also got some of the brads from the same collection. And as well as, this is the chipboard sheet. I just love these. I should use them more often, but I just love looking at them. I love the feel. Lovely chipboard. Okay. And the last thing, this is just to show you, this was the last shape we made on the Cameo. So this was with the little triangles. So I erased the whole border, and now, oh god, this is a new cutting mat, so it's really sticky. So I really have to be careful when lifting it off. So I don't know if you can already see it, but here you've got some of the triangles. I'll try and hold it a little bit closer. Okay, so I'll probably be using that as well. Okay, let's get started.